Hi, I'm Dan Smith. I'm one of the physiotherapists at Scunthorpe Hospital, and today we're looking at stretches in general and the reasons for doing it. So your main reasons for stretching, we're trying to get a relaxation through your muscles. In particular, we're going to stretch one thing at a time. Relaxation is quite important because you're waiting for your brain and the area of the body that's got pain or tension to agree that there's no danger and it's okay to let go, relax. The benefit of doing that for yourself is hopefully the tense, tight, sore area will start to feel a little bit more relaxed and be easier to move when you go on to do other exercises and other movements, or if you just want to go about the rest of your day. The first group of exercises we're going to look at today is calf stretching. We're going to start with the easiest one, and that's a non-weight bearing version where we're going to sit down or lay down. For this stretch, you're going to need a towel or a dressing gown belt or something similar that you can wrap around the bottom of your foot. Make sure it's long enough that you can reach it. Want the knee roughly straight, and we're going to gently pull the towel or the belt so that you're raising your foot towards your face. The important thing with stretching, as we said, was relaxing, so we don't want to be pulling and yanking or bouncing backward and forward. We're just going to hold a gentle stretch so you feel the stretch on your calf, but it's not so much that it's actually painful. We're going to hold that for around half a minute, and it should in that time feel a little bit easier. With this stretch in particular, you might feel different things happen. So some people will hold a stretch very deliberately at one point, they'll feel it relax off, and then you can very deliberately take up the slack and pull a little bit harder. Other people do what I call chasing the stretch, where they start at one angle and gradually as it slackens off, they take up the slack and gradually pull further and further and further, and you don't necessarily feel it ease off. But if you realise that your leg has moved, then you've stretched. The next stretch that we'll look at in the series of calf stretching is a standing up stretch. It's for the biggest muscle in your calf, gastrocnemius. Don't know what it's called. But I call this the stretch everybody thinks they know. You'll have seen this before or done it before, possibly in sports, at school or with a club. We're going to stand with 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, and you'll need a little bit of support from a wall. Your heel is going to stay on the floor, your toes are going to face all the way forward, and your knee's going to stay straight on that back leg. Again, then going to bend the front knee until you feel a stretch in the calf of the back leg. Again, we're going to hold the stretch for about half a minute or until you feel it ease off. And if you do feel it ease off, you can stretch a little further by increasing the knee bend at the front. But we're not going to go into any of those little cheats of bending your knee, raising your heel, or turning your foot. The next stretch in this series of calf stretches targets a different muscle in your calf that lies a little bit deeper. It's called your soleus. For this one, we're going to do slightly different action. We're going to raise the foot against the wall, and quite often you'll find it's useful if you have something against the wall. In this case, I've used a foam roller. We're going to this time bend the knee. Again, you can have some support off the wall, and you're going to push your weight down firmly through the ball of your foot, and you'll feel that stretch deep into your calf. Again, we're going to hold the stretch until you feel it relax off, which should take about half a minute. And the final stretch that we're going to look at in the series of calf stretches, we're going to use a step, and this one's a little bit of a progression because we need a little bit more balance, and it's going to put a little bit more force down through the muscles, so it's a stronger stretch. I'm going to use a step, so you can use the bottom stair at home, or if you've got a step box or a box that will take your weight safely, put it up against the wall so you're nice and safe and balanced. The idea of the stretch, we're going to hang your heels down towards the floor, so we've got an angle at your ankle, and you'll feel the stretch in your calf. The easier version is to go on both legs. However, if you want to intensify the stretch onto one leg, we simply take one leg away, and there's more pressure on the remaining leg for a stronger stretch. Again, we're going to hold that for about half a minute until you feel it relax off.